Be sure to tune in weekdays at 4:35 p.m. for your daily download on the federal bribery trial of LA City Council member Mark Ridley Thomas. The case is sure to have many twists and turns, and our program will be the show of record in the case of United States versus Mark Ridley Thomas. We have our own seasoned justice correspondent who will be checking in with us to keep you up to speed on the daily details of this high-profile legal case. Be sure to tune in to Ariva Martin in real time, weekdays at 4:35 p.m. for United States versus Mark Ridley Thomas, only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Order in the court.
Sitting sideways, boys in the days.
Oh, wow.
Sitting sideways, boys in the days. Sitting sideways, boys in the days. On the Sunday night, I may bring you some mail. Sitting sideways, boys in the days. Sitting sideways, boys in the days. Sitting sideways, boys in
Swisher,
the days.
house,
On the Sunday night, I may bring
Big
you some
Pokey,
mail.
Empire Wild, baby. It's the people's champ. I'm something like a bowler. The candy paint dripping out for the old school Impala. I'm with that big bank Hank, that Poppy Joe and box. Trunk bump like chicken pox. Turn the bass up just a notch. You see them blades chopping. You see that trunk popping. That this me in the club, the same in the parking lot bopping. They see me in the Jag, acting bad with T. Ferris. Open mouth and showcase icing. You gon' see about 20 carats. I'm with the goo, you 15900. In the Tahoe 124s. I'm the truth, I got that glow. I'm out there Swisher house with Archie Lee and Coda Bang. Sitting sideways on Swain, the candy paint dripping off the frame. You see me acting bad, I'm showing out in pulling stunts. Say cheese and show my fronts. It's more carrots than buzz when it's lunch. It's Power Wild, baby. I got it made, I got a cup full of that oil and I'm paid. Plus I'm sitting sideways.
You were checking out the Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. I have the impression that Mr. Andy is trying to make the case for Paul Wall to be on that list. I know. Don't even think about it. Paul Wall. There's a lot of people in the thread, dropping like Michael McDonald could have made the list. George Michael could have made the list. Who else was in there? I saw a few pretty good ones. I was like, that's not bad. Who else could have made the list?
I don't remember the thread, but let me tell you something about Paul Wall.
Oh, here we go.
First off, you said Blued Eye Soul.
Yeah.
Come on now. When we talk about soul,
Soul.
hip-hop,
Yeah.
Paul Wall got it.
He's probably blacker than every artist that was in that top 50.
Absolutely. He's definitely invited to the barbecue.
He probably going to be cooking.
He probably going to be cooking. He got himself a sister, too.
He dated, he's married to a sister.
100%.
Okay, so is John B., by the way, just for the record. You guys have heard me interview multiple people inside my Post one-on-one interviews on my show over the last year or so, and tonight you get another boost to black brilliance and excellence interviews with people that I feel that you need to know. This gentleman, a friend of mine, media consultant, journalist, and founder of Media and Repertoire, a digital public relations agency. M&R's clients have included Kevin Powell, Genesee Center, and California Cannabis. He holds a BA in public relations and professional writing from California State University, San Bernardino. Brings to M&R more than 25 years of experience as an entertainment journalist. He served as senior editor for Yahoo Music for 18 years, and additionally served as a contributing writer and reporter for Entertainment Weekly, The Hollywood Reporter, and Vibe. We'll talk about that in a second. As well as editorial roles for the Riverside Black Voice News and Rap Sheet newspaper. As a spokesperson, Billy has appeared on CBS, BBC, Fox, TV1, VH1, CNN, ABC, and KFI. His social media handles are at Billy Johnson Jr. and at Media Repertoire. Ladies and gentlemen, inside my Post one-on-one, the incomparable Billy Johnson Jr. What's up, kid?
Let's go.
Let's go! First of all, how you doing tonight, King?
Danny Mo Show.
What's up with you?
Wow. Man, I'm excellent, man. I'm so happy to be here. I appreciate you, my brother.
Appreciate
Much love, Danny. I appreciate you.
Come on.
So proud of you, brother.
Thank you so much.
You're making it happen.
Yeah, you and I, we had I think we talked about it when you were on the show last time. Like, we had a pretty teary, emotional, and I would say somewhat spiritual conversation. How long ago was that over the phone?
Well, it was 2016, yeah, because it was about 6 months before my dad passed. So that's how. That is how I remember.
Yeah.
I was on my way to see him in the hospital. We had that conversation, man.
Yeah, we had
that conversation.
We just brought God into the phone call. and we were
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about each other's
Mhm.
journeys, and we were talking about what our purposes were, and we kind of predicted what's going on with both of us right now, because we keep our
Oh,
eyes
yes.
up
Mhm.
all the time. And you say you're
Yep.
proud of me, I'm just as proud of you, man, because you and I were both kind of in transition at that moment, and then look at us now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. And there's a divine order for everything. Actually, my best friend from the first 2 years of college, I had not been in contact with him in 30 years, just passed of a heart attack last month. And at the funeral, the minister was talking about life's journey. He said, you got to go through some stuff just to get home, and that sat with me in so many ways. But yeah, we it's a journey. Nipsey said it, it's a marathon,
Yeah,
got to
absolutely.
keep going.
Yeah, man, I
So
appreciate
thank you, brother.
I love you, King.
Yeah, thank
We're
you.
talking to Billy Johnson
I love
Jr.,
you too, man.
Media and Repertoire, Inside My Post 101, Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. All right, let's get it out the way. Because you know what the show is about tonight. Let's just get this out the way to kick this thing off. Give me your top blue-eyed soul artists of all time, however many you want to give me, in whatever order you want to choose. Go ahead.
Okay. Tina Marie. And if someone told me that I could only name one person, and in fact, Tina Marie, it transcends blue-eyed soul. It's just she's one of my favorite artists, period. You know what I mean? I mean, not only is she a phenomenal singer, but when she gets to rapping on Square Biz and she starts talking about not only collard greens, but when the way she says hot water cornbread, when she says hot water cornbread, I mean, Jesus. I mean, so Tina Marie, I just love her. But I mean, man, there's so many people. Eminem, I
That's
agree.
right.
Justin Timberlake, I was rocking with him. I was hearing what you said about Justin Timberlake. I've had a lot of problems with Justin Timberlake after him doing Janet dirty. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because Janet is like, that's Penny. You know what I mean? Janet is Penny from Good Times, Charlene from Different Strokes, Michael Jackson's baby sister. So I don't know. But I rock with some of his stuff, and Timbaland, who's produced, been in the corner producing for him and Pharrell and stuff. I got a lot of love for him. Michael McDonald.
Yeah.
That voice is phenomenal. I love him with Patti LaBelle.
It wasn't how it was supposed to be. Come on now, I got you.
There's a lot of people. I was trying to remember. I just discovered this new artist during the Tevin Campbell Can We Talk Challenge. A white young sister from, I believe she was on The Voice, and I'm spacing on her name right now, but hopefully I'll find it before the end of this call. I think she's phenomenal. I mean, there's a lot. John B, you mentioned John B. Can't front on John B. First, I thought he was like Babyface After 7 at first, before, I got a glimpse of him. There's a lot of talent. There's definitely a lot of talent.
Isn't it funny?
Bobby Caldwell,
Yeah, we're going to talk about Bobby in a second, but do you remember when we first heard Someone to Love? Remember that came on the radio and we were like, that's a Babyface song. Come to find out, that was two people on that record. I was like, wait a minute, there's two guys on that song? I thought that was all Babyface.
Yeah. Right. And that's so with Babyface, I noticed too, like when he worked with new artists in the beginning of their career, they sounded like him. Because even Tony Braxton After 7 at first, they sounded so much like him until they kind of, really developed into their own unique sounds. But yeah, John B, he's can't front on that guy. I mean, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of blue-eyed soul artists out there.
So
but those are some.
I just got a DM from someone that says that Tina Marie, if she were black, she wouldn't have got that shine. Is it fair? Because there's a lot of queens out there that can sing.
You know what?
Go ahead.
So, yeah, I mean, whatever. I don't feel that way. I completely disagree. Because I do feel like that some blue-eyed soul artists, that might be the case. I don't feel that way about Tina Marie. I think she can hold her own. She hits those runs. She got that passion. But that's just me. I go out for Tina. I mean, probably shouldn't even say this, but I mean, there was like a debate once on Facebook. Someone was doing this, they would always say one or the other, they would put two artists and people would just go at it in the comments. And was it Chaka Khan versus Tina Marie? But I don't know. I just have such a personal thing. For me, Tina is just personal. I just love her. But no. She's dope. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna put Tina Marie above Shaka Khan. You ain't gonna do that, are you?
No. But I'm just saying. But I will have the debate though.
You said you can make the case, right, Andy? You can make the case. But yeah, I don't know if you can really make a real good case. Where you at on Michael McDonald? Everybody's dropping that in the thread right now. How do you feel about Michael?
Yeah. I can't say, the whole catalog, but I mean, there definitely are songs, of course, on my own being the standout. But, I think really do we feel the passion? The same reasons why we like certain artists, because we really feel and connect the emotion that they convey in their, in the lyrics and how they hit each note. And so when someone does that, regardless of, what race they are, we connect with it. And there's some country songs and songs from other genres that, like just when you hear that vocal, you just make that connection.
I don't know if I talk about some country out there. I can't rock with no country. Maybe Charlie Pride a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
So there was a period like when I was working at Yahoo, where I was in charge of posting the news on the site, and so I had to pay a lot more attention to country music. Yeah. And so what really started happening for me is watching the music videos and just understanding the storytelling. We always hear people say that, but the storytelling in country music is just like, it's not the same cookie cutter story. Like, oh, my wife left me and how can I get her back? Like they might be talking about a parent issue or all these other dynamics. And that was one of the things. This was like at the height of Dixie Chicks and all their controversy, but I was just really paying attention to like Toby Keith and Luke Bryan and all these people that were coming through, and I was like, whoa, I really, it helped me develop a bigger appreciation. It's not, I don't turn to the country channels, when I'm on my phone, but I'm just saying, but I did develop some respect, more respect for the genre.
You know who's getting my attention? I can't lie, and it's probably because I think he's biracial. It's Kane Brown. What you know about that cat? Kane Brown is out there doing it.
Yeah, I haven't. I've heard a couple enough to make me stop and go like, okay, who's this? Who's this dude? So yeah, I want to hear some more. But I definitely have heard some stuff. And I just like you, I was wondering like, is that a brother?
Yeah, you look at him, you go, is that a brother?
Yeah.
So I mentioned Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, because he almost had me going on a rabbit hole, because you come across something, it makes you curious to learn more about them, and I definitely had that reaction to him.
We're talking to Billy Johnson, Jr., media and repertoire, media consultant, Inside My Pulse 101, Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. We're up against it now. I want you to answer a question on the other side, okay? I mentioned in my opening monologue that there's some people out there, one in particular, that says that white people cannot effectively sing R&B or rap hip-hop effectively because white supremacy always seems to get in the way. I want you to tell me on the other side whether or not you buy any of that, okay?
Okay.
Billy Johnson Jr., 1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580, Pulse 101, Danny Mo Show. Stay there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. From middays to nighttime. Like George and Weezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580 welcomes the U.S. premiere of the Bob Marley One Love Experience. Open now through April 23rd at Ovation in Hollywood. Enter to win a pair of VIP tickets on the KBLA app or KBLA1580.com. A One Love Experience poster, vinyl record, and souvenir. This has been a community call to action brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580.
Our Weekly Los Angeles is the largest audited black newspaper in the state of California with a distribution of over 50,000 copies weekly. Pick up a copy every Thursday to get the latest news on African American communities of LA. You can also keep up with what's going on in Los Angeles and surrounding cities by going to www.ourweekly.com. The Our Weekly website is updated daily with the current news about us and for us. For your advertising needs, Our Weekly offers economical advertising packages to fit your budget. Feel free to call Our Weekly Los Angeles at 323-905-1300 or visit the website at www.ourweekly.com. Our Weekly Los Angeles, reporting news that matters to you.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Gotta stay fresh, my house shot with a rest spot, shot with a rest spot, shot with a rest spot.
Have you visited us online for the grand opening of KBLA.store? For the best in new merch, gift ideas, books, media, and more, log on to KBLA.store. Be sure to check out our KBLA team favorites at KBLA.store today. That's KBLA.store for all the official merch on your favorite talk radio station, KBLA Talk 1580.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
In conversation inside my post one-on-one with Billy Johnson Jr., media and a repertoire. And I was saying on the other side that, one person in particular is saying that, white people shouldn't be out here, doing hip-hop and R&B because white supremacy always seems to get in the way. And I think the point that they are making is, they say when you sing soul music, when you sing some real deep R&B music, there's trauma. There's black trauma usually associated with singing soul music. So how can a white person truly sing that music? Is that fair?
I don't think so, but it does touch on another issue that I think is related to that. But each song is individual, as an individual experience. Each artist is coming from their individual experience, and every song, even though we know what hip hop, represents, is where it comes from. That doesn't mean that every single song that's created, is evoking that particular emotion. So I don't agree with that. But what I do find it interesting is that, why appropriation becomes an issue is because we have, in my opinion, because we have so many people who, are from different cultures that come in and embrace the music and find a lot of success. But the other issues that are part of the black experience, where are they when those conversations happen? Why are they quiet? Like, why do they want to just reap the benefits of, the fame and attention and, the enjoyment aspect of making music? But there's more to that in our plight. So from that standpoint, I feel like there are people, who are other races who, don't want to take the brunt of what we experience as black people just because of the skin that we're in. I mean, when I was in Yahoo, whenever one of my stories made it on the homepage and you go to the comments, I mean, the articles would be about music, but there would always be people in the comments making racist statements that had nothing to do with the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
what does this black guy know about this rock artist? This black guy doesn't know about, if you're talking about somebody like Freddie Mercury from Queen, they would say, oh, what are you talking about Freddie Mercury for? He's a black guy.
Brother, I'm talking about people just like, let's say when Obama was in office, and it wasn't even directed at me. It's just sort of like we saw someone black on the homepage. We're in the comments to talk about how Obama's ruining the country. You know what I mean? Wow. So, I mean, that level of racism is pretty crazy. You know what I mean? Not even tied to anything that I had, but it was just the presence that there was a black person or there's a black artist that was on the homepage. That was all. That was all it took, to get them fired up.
God, that's pathetic. We're talking to Billy Johnson Jr., media and repertoire. By the way, inside the YouTube feed, you got them battling right now, going back and forth about Shaka Khan versus Tina Marie, man. I mean, is that the battle? Is that a versus that they're doing right now inside the thread?
No. Hey, you know what? All I want to say is I didn't even look at the Rolling Stone list of the top singers because we know I shouldn't even mention Shaka in this context because she's already had to deal with a lot from the state. But I'm not trying to have a part two of that,
She been
But I'm
getting
just
some
saying
heat.
I love Tina Marie. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I love and I love Shaka. I mean, man, no denying that. That is hilarious.
Billy, as you
I'm
already
scared to
know,
look at the comments.
we lost one of the most venerable and influential artists in black music history, and that's even more impressive because he was a white man. Bobby Caldwell died at the age of 71 in his home in New Jersey on Tuesday, and the world has been reacting with nothing but respect for good reason. Bobby has been sampling a number of hip-hop songs and, Common and B.I.G. and, of course, Pac. What do you think his legacy will be? Do you think he ever received the flowers he deserved? And what comes to mind when you think Bobby Caldwell?
Oh, wow. Do I think he received the flowers? Well, that's a layer thing. So he got his Billboard charting position. That song, What You Won't Do for Love, was on his debut album that went double platinum and, top 10 on the Billboard charts and, got this acclaim. People are still singing it, you know what I mean, all these years later. So from that regard, yes. I mean, did he ever perform at the Soul Train Awards or something? I don't know. I haven't looked up. I'm assuming he did not. But, there's so many phenomenal artists over the years that's had like a couple big hits. And it's just one of so many. So, it's really kind of hard. Like, does he deserve like the same flowers as a Charlie Wilson or, Ron Isley or, someone who just consistently just been in the forefront for decades? I can't say that. But in terms of the love that he's had for that song, the number of times it's been sampled by all these great artists, aside from What You Won't Do for Love, Common, sampled, one of his songs for The Light. Biggie sampled a song. Tupac, sampled, What You Won't Do for Love. So I don't know. I mean, he seemed happy. I don't know. I can't say he didn't receive his flowers per se, but I mean, how do you feel?
I've been on Black Twitter all day today and a little bit of yesterday, and I wanted to know what they said about him. So I put his hashtag in, and there was a number of people. They were in the minority. They were saying that he was a one-hit wonder, and I go, if he's a one-hit wonder, that's a monster hit to be a one-hit wonder. Yeah. I just find it strange that people found the opportunity to kick him when he just passed away. I'm all about the love of the music. Can we just celebrate an artist, one that loved not only our music, but also loved us at the same time, right?
Yeah, I'm of that mindset. I actually love Twitter. I'm on there every day, but it definitely starts going that way sometimes. And basically, he passed away 2 days ago, so I don't see where any of that is coming from, especially at this time in terms of him. And so what if he was a one-hit wonder? Do you know how hard it is for anyone to get one hit, for anyone to get a record deal, to produce an album, to get a song out, to get any attention whatsoever? So for somebody to achieve that level of success is phenomenal. And then aside from that, he did, he wrote and produced Next Time I Fall in Love. We all know that song, with Amy Grant and Peter Cetera. And,
he wrote that song?
He did. Yeah, he recorded it. He recorded it first. Because theirs came out and I was just going through some of his old music. And so what I want to say about him is that as I was listening to old music, it's sort of like he hit that pocket with, What You Won't Do. And listening to so much of his other stuff, like my daughter was in the car with me as I was listening, and then I said, well, this doesn't even sound like the same person, because it was like he was in a different pocket in so many different lanes. I mean, he played in band, he's played bass for Little Richard. That's one of the things he did. He was like 17 years old. He did a lot of different things. He was into rock, smooth jazz, soul. So he crossed a lot of genres. So in terms of flowers, I actually am happy for him that he got to tap into all these different interests that he had, right? So he didn't just stay in one little bucket or lane. Like, he explored all of his different interests musically. I found an interview that he recently did in the last 5 years with, at the time, some young college students. And, just looking at him, he was just so, you wouldn't look at him and say, hey, is that the guy? Like, if you see the old footage of when he was first released, What You Won't Do, you know, he had the look, you know, of like an artist of the 70s with the long hair and this, that, and other. The way he was looking in the last 5 years, it was like Clark Kent, you know, just very unassuming. You wouldn't even, and so I just thought that was cool that he just got into these pockets. But what he said, he did creatively as an artist trying to find his footing is that, you know, you just keep trying. You try different things and you see what works. And I think that's the experience for a lot of artists. So, you know, definitely rest in peace, you know?
Yeah.
Definitely rest in peace.
We're talking to Billy Johnson Jr., Media and Repertoire, Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. Andy and I were having a short conversation earlier in the hour, and we were talking about how on his first album, his record company was like, we can't put his face on that record because he's a white dude. And I asked Andy, are we so racist? And I mean black people too. Would we have heard that song, saw that white man on that album cover and said, I ain't buying that album considering there's a white man? Go ahead.
It's a different day, right? So back then, my dad had a room. We had a 3-bedroom house. There were 3 kids. However, one room was dedicated to music, and 3 kids had to share a room. So
man, your daddy was cold. That's cold. Y'all better get up in there. Then my album's right there. That's how you
So it was filled with albums. My brother and I, our pastime was flipping through the albums, looking at the covers. Based on the covers, we would put an album on the player, and I actually would just jump from song to song until I found something on there that I really liked. So even as a child, a little kid, the image was drawn. So if you're looking for soul music and you see someone who don't look like they would make soul music, you probably will walk right past it in the record store, you know?
Really?
As a DJ, I think so. I think as a DJ, you're getting flooded with new music. You're looking at all the stuff coming in. You know, you're gonna cherry pick what you're gonna listen to first. So I think it was probably a good idea.
What about the average white band? What about the Doobie Brothers? What about Elton John? What about, I can just go down the list. There's a lot of white cats back then that were trying to do our music. So this song, What You Won't Do, it's sort of like that was going after the R&B market. I feel like the other artists you mentioned, they kind of crossed over. They were soulful, but they kind of, the black listening audience embraced them. You know, it wasn't like they were trying to market them. It was nothing about what they did that I felt they were trying to market them. What about KC and the Sunshine Band? Huh? Play that funky music, white boy. Come on.
That's true, but that's disco. You know, that's a whole different thing too. But I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I mean, I don't know. I would look at like what was the entry point and put, you know, was Play That Funky Music, was that their first single? You know, I don't know. I don't have the data to
hold
say
that thought.
To say that.
Hold that thought. We're gonna come back on the other side, and we got to get into the Billboard Top 50 because you used to work for Vibe magazine. How much can you talk about it? Can you give us some trade secrets? Tell me on the other side.
No. I freelance for them. I mean, while I was working at Yahoo, you know, I wrote, you know, for about 3 or 4 years. You know,
okay.
I wrote
Hold
for
on.
them, including Chris Cubs. Okay.
Hold on. We're gonna talk about it on the other side because we're gonna speed through the list. And I want to know what you think about these artists that they chose. Okay, 1-800-920-1580. Billy Johnson Jr. inside my Post 1-on-1 Danny Mo Show. Stay there.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Black LA Mayor Karen Bass and her team are on track to house more than 4,000 homeless people by next week. Bass says more than 1,000 of those people will be housed through her Inside Safe initiative by the time she reaches 100 days in office next week. Americans should feel confident their money is safe. That's what Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen told lawmakers during testimony before a Senate committee. Her remarks come after the recent collapse of 2 banks and concerns about others. March Madness is in high gear with first-round action across across the U.S. Over the next 2 days, the NCAA men's basketball tournament will shrink from 64 to 32 teams. Former President Obama is revealing his men's and women's brackets for March Madness. On the men's side, Obama has a Final Four pick of Duke, UCLA, Baylor, and Houston. On the women's side, he has South Carolina, Stanford, Virginia Tech, and Indiana in the Final Four. And that's the latest. I'm Doug Davis from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Stop going it alone for recruiting and staffing. Choose a local expert. Hiring is about getting to know people, not algorithms. So let the team at Express Employment Professionals hire for you. Visit expresspros.com to find the office near you.
Hey, yo, don't let nobody else up in this booth.
Excuse me. Now that I have your attention, may I ask you this question? What image comes to mind when you hear the word homeless? Do you believe it to be solely a big city urban problem? A problem that only affects cities like Los Angeles and New York that have been inundated with panhandlers and tent encampments? What causes one to become houseless? And what strategies should be implemented to assist in helping people achieve and maintain housing stability? And do you believe having access to affordable housing should be a right in this country? Well, you've come to the right place. You're listening to LA's all-new progressive talk radio station of the people, by the people, for the people. It's KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got you covered around the clock. Racism?
We don't hate white people, we hate the oppressor, whether he be white, black, brown, or yellow.
We got you. Miseducation? We got you. Gun violence? We have you covered.
If you're afraid of socialism, you're afraid of yourself.
A black-owned and operated, evidence-based alternative radio station for progressive, open-minded people like you and me. Welcome home, LA. We're all in this together. It's KBLA Talk 1580, broadcasting from the heart of LA's Leimert Park. We've got a lot to talk about.
You can't do it unless you believe that you can do it.
Congratulations to Revolution Company for being this week's winner of KBLA's Office of the Week. Log on to KBLA1580.com to enter your office to win lunch for 10, delivered by John O'Groats Family Restaurant.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for voting rights. When We All Vote is a leading national nonpartisan initiative on a mission to change the culture around voting and to increase participation in each and every election by helping to close the race and age gap. Created by Michelle Obama, When We All Vote brings together individuals, institutions, brands, and organizations to register new voters across the country and advance civic education for the entire family and voters of every age to build an informed and engaged electorate for today and generations to come. When We All Vote empowers their supporters and volunteers to take action through voting, advocating for their rights, and holding their elected officials accountable. Please visit whenweallvote.org to stand up for your rights, voting rights. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh yeah, love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingarone, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family was founded to help address domestic violence and sexual assault in the Asian and the Pacific Islander communities. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family's mission is to build healthy and safe communities by addressing the root causes and consequences of family violence and violence against women. They are committed to meeting the specific cultural and language needs of the Asian and Pacific Islander women and their families. CPAF's vision is of an Asian and Pacific Islander community that embraces healthy relationships and works in partnership with other communities to eradicate all forms of violence. To access services, volunteer, or for more info, visit nurturingchange.org. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe everyone deserves to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I keep forgetting things will never be the same again. I keep forgetting how you made it so clear. I keep forgetting. Y'all don't even Y'all don't need to buy no music no more. Just come to the Danny Mo Show. Give me some heat on that. Come on.
I keep forgetting things will never be the same again. I keep forgetting how you made that so clear. I keep forgetting.
Oh, you got to give me a little bit of that verse.
Every time you're near, every time I see your smile, hear your hello, saying you can only stay a while. And I know that it's hard for you to say the things we both know are true. But time and park away, keep forgetting we're not in love.
You were checking out the Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. Do you know what he was saying on that verse? Every time I hear your smile, it just sounds great. I have no idea what we're talking about. Let's get back inside my Pulse one-on-one, Mr. Billy Johnson Jr., media and repertoire. Check it out. Can we talk about the Billboard Vibe top 50 hip-hop artists of all time list, please? Can we do that?
Yeah.
Look, I got the entire list in front of me right now, and I want to speed up the
Me
list and
too.
everything. I got a few I got a few questions before we begin, okay? Who votes on this thing? I got to know, because you were with Vibe a little bit. Who is it? Is it some 15-year-old white kid somewhere in the closet? Who votes on it?
And well, so just my little disclaimer, I was a freelancer. I wrote freelance articles for Vibe, including Chris Brown's first cover story, which is super cool. Maybe it's 4 to 5 or so years, early 2000s till maybe 2006 or so. But anyhow, so when I went on Billboard to look at the list, they had a byline that listed about 6 or 7 writers and editors who were a part of it. Gail Mitchell, who's a good longtime friend of mine, she's been at Billboard for, she's been in the business, I don't know how many years, I'm sure at least 30 years, but she's been at Billboard in a senior editorial role for at least 25 years.
What color is she?
Daytwan.
Wait. What
she's
color
black.
is she?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
She's black.
I'm
Yeah.
just checking.
It's just very, very solid. She's, very highly respected, journalist, Daytwan Thomas, who's been the editor-in-chief of Vibe for many, many years. He was on that panel, Carl Lamar. He's, long time Billboard. Like all of, I know all their work. Some of them I know, all of them I know their work. These are definitely very credible people. So I don't know if it was just that group that, that just talked through this process, because they do have a video where they talk about who made the top 10.
Wait a minute.
So
Wait. There's a video. Where's the video?
Yeah.
We didn't know that. Where's that? I haven't seen that.
Yeah. When I'm on the Billboard website, I saw a video. It's literally like a 10-minute video of this panel of like 6 or 7 people. Not all the people who are listed in the byline, but there's about 6 or 7 people, and they're sitting down there explaining why the people in the top 10 made the top 10.
I'm watching that tonight.
So it was helpful to watch the video, even though there's the article that explains, why they picked, each of these people. I think this is, at this point, hip hop we're celebrating 50 years. There's so many artists that have come in the door. There's some who, like LL Cool J, who's had longevity from day one. Like he hasn't consistently release music, but for a hip hop artist, he does have one of the longest spans of periods of consistently releasing music. And so I just feel like there's so many different variables. Time has changed, so, you look at the list and you remember, when Public Enemy first came out and Ice Cube and just the impact. And so you kind of wonder like, okay, well, are they appropriately positioned on this list? And it's tough because things are changing. I will say to their credit, and maybe a lot of the new generation will be mad about this, there's not really too many new artists on this list. These are,
That's true.
Like most of these people have been in the game. I mean, Rick Ross and J. Cole, those are like two of the newer people that are on the list. I feel like I don't see anyone, from mid-2000s, early like 2005 on that are, that even made this list. T.I., is one of the new people. So I don't know. I kind of, when we consider all the factors, record sales, impact, influence, television, all these movies, all these things that they've done, I feel like this is kind of what you get. I think what I would probably want at this point is the list like who's the best, because when you say the best rappers, you're thinking, is this based on who's the best rapper? Not like who's the best businessman and all these things combined. I would just want people to just, because Rakim, when I did a list when hip hop turned 25, and I did this for Yahoo, and it was only me.
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, I didn't say that it was based on anything else, but I mean, Rakim came in at number one. But see, Rakim has had such a short, he has a small catalog and this, that, and other. Right. So it gets but it's so potent. You know what I mean? Like if you're just going to come in and just drop some heat, the level of sophistication of the way he rhymed and the production on top of that, and it was hidden, and with the message, like that is, I mean, I feel like, whoa. Same with Lauryn Hill. She hasn't really done that much music, but she's phenomenal. I feel like she should have been higher on the list.
Where was Lauryn Hill on your list 25 years ago on Yahoo?
I don't know. I need to find that. Find that list. I don't know. I just know Rakim was number one.
Andy,
I do remember that.
Andy, he makes a good point that we never really thought about. There really are no new artists on that list. I mean, J.
Future,
Cole? I don't know if J. Cole is the youngest on there now that I think. And by the way, Chuck D is on that list. You were right. But I think J. Cole might be the youngest on there. That's okay.
Future.
Yeah.
The Future, I feel like he came out after
How old is
J.
Future?
Cole, so it's
Future's got to be 32, 33. I bet he's in his early 30s, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he 30?
Sierra's mid-30s, so he's in there. I interviewed him like maybe 2013 or
37.
Yeah, he's
39. Future's 39 years old. Wow, I did not know that, man. Wow. But when he and Sierra,
so funny.
When he and Sierra were together, back when she used to wear clothes, when they were together, that was.
Where was that?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
When she used to wear clothes. Okay, gotcha.
When she used to wear clothes. But here's my problem with it. We're up against it. My only problem with the list is this: no Heavy D on the list. No Will Smith on the list. No Nelly on the list. And Missy Elliott was above Big Daddy Kane and KRS-One. Are you kidding me?
Okay. Yeah. It's I don't know. And Slick Rick. Did I miss Slick Rick on here? How's Slick Rick not on here?
Oh my God, was Slick Rick not on the list? Slick Rick wasn't on the list.
Did I know? Did I miss that? Is Slick Rick not on here?
I don't know. I don't think he was.
I don't think T.I. had to be on the list.
I disagree with that. I disagree. T.I. should have been on that list. I don't think Gucci Mane should have been on that list.
I don't think Gucci Mane had to be on there.
Andy?
It's just tough. What did Andy say?
What classic album did Slick Rick have?
The storytelling, the art of storytelling.
That was a classic album. Or was it a classic song?
Absolutely, it's one of the greatest of all time.
Okay.
Come on now, it's before your time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just think, just the consistency of how he writes and tells a story. It's just, of course, hip hop is storytelling, but I don't know. I think he should. I mean, there's no reason why he shouldn't have been on this list.
Do you agree with me that Heavy D should have been on that list?
I love Heavy D. I don't know. if I would have put him on the list. He's definitely one of my personal favorites, but I don't know. I don't know. I can't say for sure.
Okay.
It's just hard. It's a hard job.
We're going to speed through it on the other side. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. We will speed through the 50 greatest rappers of all time from Billboard and Vibe with Billy Johnson Jr. Danny Mo Show, KBLA. Stay there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. Middays to nighttime. Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut broke records opening weekend. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by Lendistry. The highly anticipated Creed 3 premiered in theaters early March. The film is Michael B. Jordan's first time directing and starring in a film. Creed 3 is the third movie of the successful franchise. Not only has it broken global opening weekend records, earning over $100 million worldwide, but it's also the biggest opening ever for a black director in their directorial debut. It was also the biggest opening weekend of all Creed movies.
Thanks to our new sponsor, Lendistry. Lendistry is a national black-led small business lender that is headquartered in Los Angeles. Lendistry helps small business owners access the affordable capital needed to grow. Visit Lendistry, LENDISTRY.com/KBLA today.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
The rent is too damn high. KBLA joins you in calling for affordable housing. The LA Tenants Union is a diverse, tenant-led movement fighting for the human right to housing for all. The LA Tenants Union demands safe, affordable housing and union rent control. They organize against landlord harassment, mass evictions, and displacement, and mobilize for the repeal of the Ellis Act and Costa-Hawkins Act. The LA Tenants Union is on a mission to strengthen tenants' political power through education, advocacy, and direct action. To get help with your eviction or other landlord-tenant issues, take action for justice, or become a member, visit latenantsunion.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
What do you mean he went searching for fresher powder? We have full classes today.
Instructor down at Vesper Ski School.
Toward each other to snowplow, honey, not away.
She needs more ski instructors to slalom through the day-to-day.
Pizza, fries. Whoa, Braley, no, pizza.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking. Now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
By the way, somebody in the YouTube thread just said that Nelly is a one-hit wonder. I don't know. It's time somebody pass around the urine sample because it's time for everybody to pee in a cup.
Oh, wow.
Because there is no way anybody can say that Nelly was a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
Ride with me.
That's crazy.
Hot in here.
Country grammar.
No.
Hot in here.
EI.
Dilemma.
I was at a wedding. Last month, and I was talking to my cousin's 87-year-old grandmother, and the DJ played Hot in Here, and she literally stopped and said, "Hey, that's my song." She said, "That's Nelly."
That's right. That's right. That has become one.
No, he's not a one hit wonder.
Because white people got them songs. There's certain black songs that white people go crazy when they're at a wedding or a bar or whatever. Like that's one. Hot in Here. Another one is This Is How We Do It from Montel Jordan.
Oh man,
I love that song. Another one is Next, Too Close.
Oh yeah.
Give me another. There's got to be another. Give me another. White people love that song. What is it? All right.
I don't know. There's a lot of them.
All right, let's speed through 50 greatest rappers of all time. Here we go. Rick Ross. This is from 50 to 1. Rick Ross, Rev Run, Melly Mel. Billy, what do you think of Melly Mel just going off saying that he should have been like near the top of the list just because he started this?
Yeah, no. Just you should get props for starting, but that doesn't mean that you get a certain ranking, or anything. No, I feel like he needs to be careful. He doesn't want to, come across as just this bitter, legend. And that's all people get from him. So yeah,
very well said.
That wouldn't be my suggested media strategy. A media and repertoire, we would advise him not to approach that way.
We're gonna get to media and repertoire in a second. Calm down. Number 47, MC Light, Jadakiss, Ice-T, Queen Latifah is all the way down in number 44. In my opinion, the greatest female rapper of all time. What's that about?
Yeah, I was surprised. I was surprised by that. I don't know.
43, Bun B, Redman, E40, Dr. Dre, who, by the way, is not a rapper, by the way. Ludacris? Yeah, Ludacris should be higher. He's at number 39. You agree?
Yeah, Ludacris is dope. He's got that novelty thing that probably makes people kind of not give him the props but the metaphors, the wordplay, how he flips his tongue, like he's pretty dope.
Oh, very well said. Number 38 is Gucci Mane, who has no business being on this list. Number 37, Common, Mos Def, Future, another one. Listen.
Yeah.
Future is not a rapper. How many times I got to say this?
I mean, how many times? How many songs about drinking scissor or whatever? I'm like, whatever.
Number 37 is Common. Oh, wait a minute. Number 34, excuse me, Chuck D. Number 33 is Busta Rhymes. I think too low.
Yeah, for sure.
32 is T.I., who you said shouldn't even be on the list, which, by the way, is blasphemy. You don't think T.I. should be on the list?
I like T.I., but, somebody's got to make tough decisions.
Number 31 is Lil' Kim. Number 30 is Lauryn Hill. How is Lauryn? I know you love Lauryn Hill. How is Lauryn Hill on this list? One album. She didn't even write it. We're going to get into that right now. One album, and she's on this list as one of the greatest rappers of all time. She's a singer. She's an R&B singer, is she not?
She's a rapper. I mean, with the Fuji stuff, but she's of all the artists, and I don't understand what happened to her career trajectory. I just don't understand. If she would have stayed on her grind,
yeah,
she could have been, could have been like Kendrick or something. But I don't know what happened.
Number 29, Pusha T. Number 28, Black Thought. Listen, Black Thought, you could have made the case top 10.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure where you were going to go with that. But, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No,
number 27, Q-Tip. Number 26, Big Pun. Number 25, Method Man. KRS-One, way down in number 24. Blasphemy, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Number...
My philosophy still. Yep.
Ooh.
Put that on right now.
Mm-hmm. Number 23 is Curtis Blow. Ghostface Killer. DMX. Big Daddy Kane, my favorite rapper of all time, should have been in the top 15. That's just me. Number 19, Missy Elliott, Ice Cube, 50 Cent, Scarface, J. Cole, LL Cool J. I made the case when we originally did this list. You could easily make the case. LL Cool J is the greatest rapper of all time. Could you not?
It's when I go back to when I was 16, like I remember in physics class when people were like, did you hear the song I Need Love? It's like before the video, when I'm Bad came out. Like I remember, and so for, it just, I don't feel like there are that many people that had that kind of impact on people and then to still be around all these years. I don't know if I would say he was number one, but he definitely could be higher.
I say that because he literally checks off every single box. Like when you make a list and you go, okay, this is what I want the GOAT to be. Hit songs,
yeah, that's true.
Spanned over 4 decades, by the way. Like you said, broke the mold on slow jams for hip hop. He's a hardcore MC. He crossed over. Let's not even get into his movie career. Had a hit TV show.
Okay.
I mean, what more do you want from LL?
So So let's say if you put him and Melly Mel next to each other, and who's in more position to be bitter? I mean, sure, LL Cool J is higher. He's 14 on this list, but you know what I mean? Like they, at this point, there's not too many years to separate LL and Melly Mel. But you look at what LL still represents today, and the longevity that he's had, reinventing himself and still being relevant and everything, like he could be the one that could be bitter about the young guys. So,
The point that I made about Melly Mel. What's the cat's name, Andy, that created the basketball? What's his name? I can't remember right now. What's his name? James Naismith. I said what Melly Mel sounds like. James Naismith created the basketball, created the game of basketball up in Canada, right? And he could make the case that I'm the greatest basketball player of all time because I started this gangster, and it's the thanks I get. You can say the same thing. But that's what Melly Mel is doing, saying because I started this, I should be number one. That's not how it works, though.
No. He should know that. He knows that.
All right, number 13, Rakim, who you love. Then we got Andre 3000, Kanye at 11, Nicki Minaj at 10, Snoop Dogg at 9, Drake 8, Lil Wayne 7, Biggie 6, Eminem 5, who I thought was going to be number 1, Pac 4, Nas 3. Number 2 is the shocker of all shockers to me. Kendrick Lamar at number 2 all time? It's too soon.
Okay, you're so okay. Yeah, you have me on the edge of my seat because you're so dramatic, and I'm standing up. So I'm like, when you say that, I'm like, where are you going? Where are you going?
You think Kendrick Lamar has been in the game long enough to be claiming number 2 rapper of all time?
Okay. So this is okay. He's definitely in that cluster of newer artists who made the list, but he's such a he's flipping it from album to album, and with the styles, what he's talking about lyrically, all these different things. It's really like something we've never seen. I mean, there's certain classes of rappers. There's like him and Andre 3000 that are like that. And as of now, he's been really consistent with it. So, I don't know. I don't have a problem with it because of what he has delivered up to this point.
Billy, I don't disagree with anything that you're saying. I've been saying for the longest time that Kendrick Lamar is the greatest rapper of this generation. It's not even close. People try to say J. Cole and they try to say Drake. I go, no. One of them got a Pulitzer last time I checked. It's not even close.
Yeah.
But all time, he has dominated the decade. All time now? I don't know. I love him, but I don't know. And Jay-Z.
I feel like
go ahead.
Okay, I'll let you finish. No, we need the rubric.
Yeah.
I want the point system. You know what I mean? Like I need to see, because whenever I have done these kind of things, I pull out the spreadsheet and I'm giving ratings for all these different things to come up with some computation to figure out what it is. So I want to see what that is and what factors are most important in terms of how someone ranks on this list.
My man, Billy Johnson Jr., Media and Repertoire. People want to get in contact with you and find out more about your beautiful business. What can they do?
Ooh, I know it's hard to spell. mediaandrepertoire.com and Media Repertoire across all platforms for social media, or easier, just at Billy Johnson Jr. And there's links to stuff. But please, and can I shout out one thing?
Yeah.
Raise Your the Genesee Center, we're putting on our 5th annual Raise Your Voice for Peace youth singing competition. It happens at the Grammy Museum every year. Submissions are open. It's for teenagers. You got to sing or rap something positive, but submissions are open. Winner wins $3,000. All the other 5 contests, the other 4 finalists get $500. Industry judges. It's a wonderful experience. But go to Billy Johnson Jr. You'll see a link to that. Yeah.
Give love to my man Billy Johnson Jr.
So
come on, let's go. I love you, King. Thank you so much.
I love you too, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you.
We'll bring you back up in here. You're going to be a regular correspondent on this show, I'm sure. All right?
I appreciate that. This is dope. Hey, Andy, have a good one. Thank you guys for listening. I'm scared to check the YouTube comments. I'm going to go in there and look.
Read through it, man. It's crazy right now. News and traffic right now. We will get back to it with some upon further review clips on the other side. We might even skim through this YouTube feed, which is bananas right now. Danny Mo Show, KBLA, News and Traffic. Stay there.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Black LA Mayor Karen Bass and her team are on track to house more than 4,000 homeless people by next week. Bass says more than 1,000 of those people will be housed through her Inside Safe initiative by the time she reaches 100 days in office next week. Americans should feel confident their money is safe. That's what Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen told lawmakers